How not to absorb negativity and overcome. Have you ever wondered how your life would be if instead of being weighed down by difficulties, you transformed them into fuel for your growth? Imagine if every criticism, every obstacle were seen not as a blow, but as an opportunity to become stronger, more resilient. It's easy to feel small in the face of the challenges that life presents us with. But what if I told you that within you lies a strength capable of turning any adversity into a personal achievement? Often we are prisoners of what others say and do, allowing their words and actions to define us. But what if true freedom lies in something much simpler, something that is already within your reach? The ancient Stoics believed that what really matters is not what happens to us, but how we choose to react. The secret to a full and powerful life lies in our ability to control our reactions and turn the negative into the positive. Today, we will explore together how you can apply these timeless principles not just to survive challenges, but to use them as steps toward your success. Ready to discover the strength that has always been there waiting to be unleashed? Then let's begin. Transforming the negative into strength. Imagine if you could look at every challenge that arises in your life and, instead of feeling defeated, see an opportunity to become stronger. This is the essence of transforming the negative into strength. In Stoic philosophy, difficulties are not just problems to be overcome, but catalysts for deep and meaningful growth. Think of a moment when you faced a major obstacle. Maybe it was a professional setback, a personal loss, or a situation where everything seemed against you. In these moments, it's easy to succumb to despair or frustration. But what if instead you viewed this obstacle as a challenge for your own evolution? The key to this transformation lies in your perspective. The Stoics teach that it is not the events themselves that affect us, but how we interpret them. When you change your view of a negative situation, you begin to see the opportunity to grow and strengthen where there was only adversity before. For example, imagine you are facing severe criticism at work. It's natural to feel down, but by adopting a Stoic approach, you can use this criticism to assess your weaknesses, improve your skills, and emerge as a more resilient and capable professional. Every criticism becomes an opportunity for improvement, and every failure a valuable lesson. By accepting life's challenges with an open mind, you open doors to self-development. Every adversity becomes a chance to reinforce your resilience, strengthen your character, and build a solid foundation to face future challenges. So the next time you encounter an obstacle, ask yourself, how can I use this situation to grow? By doing so, you turn the negative into a powerful force that propels you forward toward a stronger and wiser version of yourself. The power of conscious choice. Have you ever stopped to think about the power that resides in your choices? We're not talking about the big life decisions, but the small daily choices, those we often make without even noticing. It is precisely here that the power of conscious choice lies. Imagine yourself facing a difficult situation. Perhaps it's unexpected criticism, an obstacle at work, or even a mean-spirited comment. In these moments, the choice is in your hands. You can let the negative consume you, break your inner peace, or you can choose not to absorb that energy. You can choose to respond calmly, reflect before reacting, and turn that difficulty into fuel for your success. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we don't control external events, but we do control how we react to them. This is the true power of conscious choice. Instead of letting circumstances dictate your mood, your state of mind, you choose how you want to feel and how you want to act. This is a practice that requires vigilance and self-awareness, but can completely transform your life. When you choose not to let what is outside your control affect you, but instead focus on your own reaction, you begin to see challenges in a new light. Every difficulty can be an opportunity to strengthen your resilience, practice patience, and develop a calmer, more balanced mind. So the next time you face an adverse situation, remember, you have the power to choose. Choose not to absorb the negative. Choose to turn the difficulty into a chance for growth. Choose to be the architect of your own inner state, regardless of external storms. It is this conscious choice that, in the end, defines who you are and how far you can go. Building mental barriers. Have you ever thought about how to protect your mind from the external influences that often try to erode your peace and distort your essence? Building mental barriers is a powerful practice that can create an invisible shield around you, protecting you from negative energies and external criticism. Imagine that the mind is a garden, and every thought is a plant that you choose to cultivate. Now imagine that external forces, such as unjust criticism, manipulations, or even someone else's pessimism, are like weeds trying to invade this garden. If you don't build a fence, a mental barrier, these weeds can take over, suffocating what is good and healthy. Mental barriers work like this fence. They allow you to keep your essence intact, regardless of external circumstances. This does not mean that you should close yourself off from the world, but that you should be selective about what you allow into your mind and heart. By developing these barriers, you begin to filter what truly deserves your attention and energy. Destructive criticism, attempts at manipulation, and negative comments lose power when they encounter this shield. They may try to reach you, but your mind, protected by these barriers, remains focused, calm, and aligned with your true essence. Building mental barriers requires practice and self-awareness. It's necessary to identify which external influences have the potential to harm your balance, and then create internal mechanisms to protect yourself. Whether through meditation, philosophical reflection, or simply choosing your battles carefully, these barriers help maintain mental clarity and emotional resilience. So, when facing life's adversities, remember to raise your mental barriers. Let them be the shield that protects your inner peace, ensuring that no matter what happens out there, you always remain true to yourself. Practical application of Stoic virtues. Stoic virtues like wisdom and temperance are powerful tools for strengthening the mind and preventing the negative from penetrating our inner self. They are not just philosophical concepts, but practices we can apply daily to stay balanced and resilient, even in the face of adversity. Temperance, for example, is the virtue that teaches us to moderate our emotional reactions. In a negative situation, it's easy to be swept away by intense emotions like anger or frustration. However, the practice of temperance helps us find the middle ground to not react impulsively. Imagine that you receive unjust criticism. Instead of responding with irritation, temperance allows you to take a deep breath, analyze the situation calmly, and respond in a balanced way, preserving your inner peace. Wisdom, on the other hand, guides us in discerning what is within our control and what is not. Often we worry or get frustrated by situations that, in reality, we cannot change. Stoic wisdom reminds us to focus our energies on what we can control, our attitudes, our choices, our reactions, and to accept what is beyond our reach. This understanding not only saves us from unnecessary stress, but also strengthens our minds, preparing us to deal with challenges more effectively. By applying these virtues in our daily lives, we are building a stronger mind and a more resilient spirit. Temperance protects us from the emotional fluctuations that could destabilize us, while wisdom guides us to focus on what really matters. Together, they form a solid foundation that allows us to face any adversity with clarity and serenity. Therefore, by practicing Stoic virtues, you not only avoid absorbing the negative, but also strengthen your mind so that you can live with more balance and purpose. These virtues are like shields that protect your inner peace and like lighthouses that illuminate the way, guiding you through life's storms. The importance of emotional detachment. Imagine being able to navigate life's storms without losing your balance, maintaining serenity even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. This is the essence of emotional detachment, a practice that allows us to observe adversities more clearly without being swept away by the waves of emotions that the outside world can impose on us. Emotional detachment does not mean indifference or lack of feelings. On the contrary, it is a way of protecting our inner peace in the face of life's inevitable fluctuations. When we are emotionally attached, we tend to react intensely to external circumstances, a negative comment, an unexpected loss, an abrupt change. These events can unbalance us, leading us to lose mental clarity and tranquility. However, by practicing detachment, we learn to see these situations with a broader perspective. We face adversities as a natural part of existence without allowing them to define our state of mind. It's like being in the center of a storm, but with the confidence that the strong wind will pass while you remain firm. Think of emotional detachment as an anchor. Even when the waters around you are turbulent, this anchor keeps your boat stable, preventing you from being carried away in undesirable directions. This practice teaches us to value what really matters without clinging too tightly to what is beyond our control. By cultivating emotional detachment, you gain the ability to face challenges with a calmer mind and a lighter heart. Difficulties that once seemed insurmountable become opportunities for growth and learning. You begin to see the world more clearly without the weight of expectations and the fear of losing what is often beyond your reach. So as you reflect on life's ups and downs, remember the importance of emotional detachment. It is the key to maintaining your serenity, allowing you to live with more lightness and purpose regardless of external circumstances. Reframing negative emotions. Imagine if, instead of being dominated by negative emotions like anger and frustration, you could channel them to drive your personal growth and achieve your goals. This is the proposal of reframing negative emotions, a practice that transforms what would normally be seen as an obstacle into a powerful tool for success. We all face moments when anger or frustration seems to take over. It may be after severe criticism, an unexpected setback, or even a personal conflict. These emotions, if not well managed, can lead us to act impulsively or give up on our goals. But what if you could train your mind to use these emotions as fuel? Reframing negative emotions begins with discipline and self-control. Instead of suppressing anger or frustration, you recognize them and turn them into a driving force. Think of anger as raw energy. It can be destructive if not controlled, but when channeled correctly, it can provide the determination needed to overcome obstacles and move forward. For example, if you feel frustration over not achieving a goal, use that emotion as a signal that it's time to adjust your strategy. Let that frustration motivate you to seek new solutions, work harder, and surpass yourself. Similarly, anger can be redirected to strengthen your resilience, giving you the push to prove to yourself how capable you truly are. This practice requires a high level of self-awareness. It's necessary to be attentive to your emotions and willing not to let them control your actions, but rather to use them to your advantage. Over time, this approach can completely transform the way you deal with challenges, making you more resilient and focused. So the next time you feel a negative emotion emerging, ask yourself, how can I use this to grow? By reframing your emotions, you turn the negative into a powerful ally in your journey of self-development and success. The practice of observation and non-reaction. Imagine if you could watch the negative events in your life as a spectator in a movie, without becoming emotionally involved, keeping your inner peace intact. This is the essence of the practice of observation and non-reaction. an approach that allows you to observe adversities without letting them take control of your emotions. We all go through challenging situations that test our emotional balance. It might be a heated argument, unexpected news, or even a day when everything seems to go wrong. In these moments, the automatic reaction is to get involved in the whirlwind of emotions that arise. However, the practice of observation and non-reaction invites us to adopt a different stance, that of an attentive but detached observer. By adopting this stance, you distance yourself from the event itself and the emotional burden it brings. Instead of reacting impulsively, you observe what is happening, recognizing the emotions that arise but not letting them dominate you. It's like being in a storm, but protected by a safe shelter where you can watch everything without being swept away by the wind. This practice is not about ignoring or suppressing emotions, but about realizing that negative events are temporary and that they do not have the power to define who you are. By maintaining this perspective, you preserve your internal stability regardless of what is happening around you. Developing this ability to observe and not react requires practice and patience. It starts with small moments in your daily life where you can consciously choose not to react immediately to a provocation or setback. Over time, this skill strengthens, allowing you to face bigger situations with the same calm and clarity. So the next time you encounter a challenge, try adopting this observer stance. Ask yourself, does this really deserve my immediate reaction? By doing so, you begin to realize that many of the difficulties we face are just fleeting phenomena, incapable of shaking your true self. Retrieving strength through past victories. Imagine yourself in a moment of doubt when it seems that your strength is running out and the challenges ahead seem insurmountable. In these moments, it's easy to forget how much you've already achieved. But it is precisely in these moments that retrieving strength through past victories can be the key to regaining your confidence and determination. We have all faced battles that in some way seemed impossible to win. Whether it's a professional difficulty, a personal problem, or an internal obstacle, we all have a history of overcoming. And it is this history that should be remembered when doubt arises. Every past victory, no matter how small it may seem, is concrete proof of your ability to face challenges and come out stronger. By recalling your previous achievements, you access a source of inner strength that is often forgotten. These victories are not just memories. They are living evidence of your resilience, your courage, and your ability to overcome adversity. They serve as a reminder that if you were able to win before, you can win again now. This practice of retrieving strength from past victories is a way to reinforce your self-confidence. Instead of focusing on the uncertainties of the future, you anchor yourself in the certainties of the past. It's as if each previous achievement is a firm stone on which you can lean when the waters of doubt are stirred. Therefore, the next time you feel weakened in the face of a challenge, take a moment and recall your past victories. Mentally relive the moments when you overcame obstacles and let this memory renew your confidence. After all, you have proven to yourself countless times that you are capable. And now, once again, you can use this retrieved strength to face and conquer whatever lies ahead. Developing resilience. Developing resilience is like strengthening a muscle. At first, every challenge may seem heavy, difficult to lift, but with continuous practice, the ability to resist negativity becomes more natural, almost automatic. Resilience is not something we are born with. It is a skill that is built over time by facing and overcoming adversity. Imagine an athlete who begins training to lift weights. Initially, the muscles tire quickly, but with time and practice they adapt, becoming stronger, more resistant. Similarly, resilience is strengthened each time you face an obstacle and refuse to be knocked down by it. Each challenge is an opportunity for growth, another step in building this inner strength. However, resilience is not just about enduring suffering or difficulties. It is about learning from each experience, adapting and growing. When you encounter a difficult situation, the practice of resilience allows you not just to survive it, but to come out of it stronger, more prepared to face what comes next. This ability to resist negativity, to get up after every fall, is what turns resilience into a second nature. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. And just as a strong muscle allows you to carry heavier weights, well-developed resilience allows you to handle bigger challenges with more ease and confidence. Therefore, when facing life's difficulties, remember that every obstacle is a chance to strengthen your resilience. Face each challenge as a workout, an opportunity to become stronger and more resistant. Over time, you will find that, just like the muscle that grows with each workout, your resilience also becomes more robust, ready to face any adversity that comes your way. The relevance of controlling reactions. Imagine that in the midst of the chaos and unpredictability of the world around you, you possess an inner strength that no one can take away from you, the ability to control your reactions. This is the essence of true strength, not the power over what happens outside of us, but the mastery over how we choose to respond. Many times we find ourselves facing situations that seem out of control. Whether it's a harsh word spoken by someone close to us, an unexpected setback at work, or even the global difficulties that affect us indirectly, life constantly challenges us. And in these moments, it may seem like we have no choice but to react according to the circumstances. However, controlling our reaction is what allows us to maintain power over our lives, regardless of what happens. Instead of reacting impulsively, we allow the mind to calm down, let the emotions settle, and then choose the best way to act. This not only preserves our inner peace, but also gives us the opportunity to turn adversities into moments of learning and growth. For example, when confronted by someone in an aggressive manner, the automatic reaction may be to respond in kind, but by exercising control over your reaction, you can choose to respond calmly and rationally, disarming the situation and perhaps even creating a space for constructive dialogue. This choice not only maintains your integrity, but also turns a possible conflict into an opportunity for understanding and resolution. What becomes clear is that although we cannot control what happens around us, we have the power to master our internal response, and it is in this mastery that true strength resides. Every time you choose to react consciously, you are strengthening this ability, becoming more and more resilient and capable of facing any challenge. Therefore, remember that the relevance of controlling your reaction lies not only in avoiding chaos, but in using each situation as an opportunity for growth. By mastering your internal response, you not only navigate adversities with more wisdom, but also turn each challenge into another step on your journey of self-development and inner strength. Daily mental training. Daily mental training is an essential practice for anyone who wants to strengthen their mind against life's adversities. Just as an athlete trains their body to stay in shape, we can train our minds to face challenges with more serenity and resilience. And Stoic practices offer concrete and powerful tools for this mental strengthening. One of these practices is morning reflection. Starting the day with a few minutes of reflection can be transformative. Before facing the demands of everyday life, take some time to think about what lies ahead and how you want to react to possible challenges. Reflect on your intentions for the day. Consider the values you want to uphold and prepare your mind to deal with whatever arises. This practice not only organizes your thoughts, but also strengthens your determination to maintain control over your reactions. Another powerful practice is evening review. At the end of the day, dedicate a few moments to review what happened. Think about the situations you faced, how you reacted, and where you could have acted differently. The evening review is an exercise in self-knowledge and growth. It allows you to learn from your daily experiences, adjusting your behavior and reinforcing your resilience for the next day. It is an opportunity to recognize your progress and identify areas where you can still improve. These daily practices are like exercises for the mind. Over time, they help develop a stronger and more stable mindset, less susceptible to negative external influences. By incorporating morning reflection and evening review into your routine, you will be building a solid foundation to face life with more balance and emotional control. Therefore, by adopting this daily mental training, you equip yourself with concrete tools, not only to resist adversity, but also to grow from it. These Stoic practices are simple yet powerful steps to live more consciously and resiliently, protecting your inner peace and strengthening your mind against negativity. As we conclude this journey, remember that true strength does not lie in controlling the world around you, but in controlling how you respond to it. When you choose not to absorb the negative, when you decide to turn challenges into fuel for your growth, you become the author of your own story. So the next time life presents you with difficulties, remember, you have the power to choose how to react. Turn those moments into opportunities for personal strengthening and growth. If this content has brought value to you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss any of the upcoming videos that will continue exploring how to live a fuller and more conscious life. Together, we can grow and overcome any obstacle. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.